Computer.
It's just so that we can translate it into English.
You just have to slow the video down.
Yeah, exactly.
So morning, everyone. I just have a quick look there. Like economic calendar wise, there's like very little going on today. I just threw it into a thing here. So like, as you can see, it's quiet enough. Like consumer confidence coming out, US, at like 1.5. That's the only kind of like really high important thing that's coming out today. It's quite enough. However, it is worth mentioning that we still do have like portfolio rebalancing and stuff, and there's no way that Nomura and Credit Suisse have exited their positions. So you still might see some like high volatility today and especially tomorrow, like on the month end. But from a fundamentals news point of view, if there is anything to happen, I'd say it's going to be something that comes out as opposed to like something we're expecting, just because there's very little going on. Just in case you didn't see it, the bond yields are up at new highs. They broke through there this morning and they're now up at 1.756. And very quickly, you can just see the Nasdaq there. Nasdaq's come off came down about 60 odd ticks in the space of like 5 minutes. So even though, 1 second there, just trying to load up the waiting room there. So yeah, even though there was like a slight disconnect temporarily between the bond yields, it's definitely back in play. You can see the Nasdaq straight away. Here we go. Like 20 people there in the waiting room. Everyone. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, I think that Nasdaq. Oh, I'm just getting a bit of appearance there. Yeah, perfect. So you can just see that relationship between the bond yields and Nasdaq coming into play. But another thing just to look at is just looking at the dollar. Like just in case you actually don't know, like bond yields are like the rate of return that like institutions get when you buy government bonds. So like it's considered like essentially like the risk-free rate, but it's also like it's essentially an indication of how like large institutions and investors like how they interpret like the American economy like
quite good that you went through it this morning.
Position. So like if the bond yields are going up, then it does mean that like investors and institutions have like a more positive like outlook for America. And obviously if the outlook is improving for an economy, then you'd also expect the dollar to increase as well. As you can see here, just bringing up the bond yields and the like DXY.
We got treasury bonds.
It also will work with any like FX, like US dollar pair. As the bond yields are increasing, even though we're having a negative, we are getting a positive correlation with the dollar. And considering that, if you go back onto the 10-year here,
doesn't matter. It matters.
As you can see, talking about those two levels.
Basically, tell you when that moves, the Nasdaq's moving.
You get a retest and a push up to the upper. It would be.
It's just running back up the last.
That the dollar would.
2 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Definitely something worth noting. We can give you like a just in case any.
I'm just doing Nasdaq. I have on T notes. It just rallied what 10 ticks.
Yeah, you can just see that on the 15-minute chart. You had a slight retracement on the bond yields, and there you just get a small pullback up on Nasdaq. So yeah, just coming into the open there as well on IG. So that we had a bit of selling on the FTSE, is pulling back up again now, and we do have a bit of buying as well coming in on the DAX. It's up about like 15 ticks or so. Just again, this blue line down here and this blue line down here, they're just yesterday's POC from the market profile, and these two blue ones here are just today's POC. But obviously it's early, so we might see some reaction to them. And then as well, just in case you weren't here the last time I did it, these black lines are just my key market levels. So if you just go onto the early. They're just like my strong support and resistance lines. So that's all they are really. So it is another there. So we just have another 5 minutes into the open. Have any of you really been using the yields at all for trading? Like for Nasdaq or for even using them for dollar pairs and stuff? Because I have noticed that there is like a slight lag between the bond yields and the dollar. So it's definitely something worth noting if you are trading FX pairs. And yeah, just in case you just joined, it's a fairly quick day on economic calendar wise. Not a whole lot going on. There is just what's going on with bond portfolio restructuring. So definitely worth noting. If I here, just have a quick look yesterday. So the Russell took an absolute hammering yesterday. If any of you weren't looking at that, the Russell just, I presume it's, what do you think, Neil? I still, it's probably just from like the portfolio rebalancing. I can't really see any other particular reason on why like small cap in particular got hit. So
Agreed. Yeah, I think we go through month end probably tomorrow, but I think everyone expects the rebalancing to go on. But I think it probably has gone in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, like you can just see literally from open, small bit of buy-in, and then just straight down 2.87% without a single retracement. Like so, it is just something to worth noting when you are trading with the rebalancing. Just with the Nasdaq there, we're just having a small pullback in, DAX, not much going on. Hopefully not much going on. So we're just coming up into the open there now. I don't really have any bias for buying or selling going into the open. And it could just be one of those days where like there isn't a whole lot going on. There isn't a whole lot that happened overnight. So it might not even be worth trading. You know, it's just something you'll have to wait and look for the open and see what happens. As Neil says, just let the price action do the talking. But at the moment, I can't really see a whole lot going on. Were many people trading yesterday?
A DAX I traded.
Yeah.
But again, I think we're going to find it very volatile and thin as less and less people, or rather more and more people wind down to enjoy Easter, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially as well, like the actual month end is tomorrow. So if like large funds do want to liquidate their positions, they obviously want to get indices as high as possible. So it is hard to tell what's going to happen. Like there is no way really of knowing. Like there's nothing really going on here on either DAX or FTSE.
I think in fairness, if it is going to happen, it will happen either at 8 a.m. or obviously at 2:30, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the opening, yeah.
Or at 4:27 p.m.
Yes.
Just when you think you're done for the day. Yeah, so just another minute now going into the open.
So you're going to try and look at both of them at the same time. My word.
So a small bit of bullish there on the FTSE. DAX hasn't even moved.
I mean, we could find, like we said the other week, wasn't it, that FTSE could go up and the DAX could come off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is hard to like try to get it out of your head that even though they're both like European indices, like at the end of the day, it's just supply and demand. If there's a buyer in one market and a seller in the other, then they're going to go in opposite directions. Yeah, a nice bit of buying coming in there into FTSE, and big selling there at the open. DAX bit of buying. So very obvious buying in the DAX, and FTSE just shot up there as well. DAX, you can see we're tracing back. FTSE's coming straight up to that key market level. And
Top fest.
level there. Yeah. DAX isn't a bit of buying retracing. FTSE is pretty strong. Some obvious buying there coming in now with the DAX as well. As you said, though, it's a bit of a chop fest. You can see it pulling up, coming back, pulling up, coming back. If we go on to the 1 minute there. There is a nice bit of clean action there now on the FTSE.
Yeah, the FTSE was easy, wasn't it? Yeah, a lot easier.
If I probably wouldn't trade just because I had this key level here, and you don't know how price is going to react to that. But you can see there some very nice action. DAX is following through as well, but DAX is definitely a lot choppier. And if you were looking for the scalp, you can see there easy like 10 ticks, but not a whole lot still.
No.
We've had mornings where you can get like you'd be looking for about 15 on the FTSE. We've had days where you can get like 25. This morning you're getting 10, and now you can see it just going back towards that level. That's fairly strong with projection. Like, it's probably not something that's worth trading. There's nothing to say that it's not just gonna pull back immediately.
Yeah, definitely a no trade in the DAX at the moment. I mean, I mean, in a scalp, with no scalp for the opening, whether you're going to trade it or not, you bear your own mind. And obviously, like you said, if the Nasdaq's coming off, my view is it probably affect the DAX more than it will affect the FTSE.
Yeah. Look, you can see there. Immediate, just we're back where we were straight at the open. We're back where we were straight at the open. So definitely not something worth trading, or definitely not worth scalping. I'm looking at those big rejections. I wouldn't be trading either. Definitely something not worth to do. You can just see that key level coming into play there on the FTSE. The DAX don't really have one at the moment, just because we're up at all-time highs.
That DAX, I can quite safely say, is untradeable at the moment. Yeah. End of story. Yeah. Haven't traded it. Didn't scalp it. Yeah. And not worth trading. Yeah.
It is worth noting that we're up at bang all-time highs. So, how fair is a piece of string? How long is a piece of string? Like how much?
I mean, we've got those inflation figures, the regional ones out at 9 o'clock, Matt, and obviously the CPI out at 1 o'clock. Maybe best to wait till then.
Yeah. Plus, as well, one thing I've noticed is that even when there isn't a whole lot of news going on, the American market just with the volumes, there seems to always be a lot more trading opportunities. So recently, like, I might have like 1 or 2 trades in the morning if it looks good, and then usually it's just like big news and the US Open. Like, nothing here is worth trading. And unless you get any like significant news, like look at the DAX there, like such a strong rejection, and now we're shooting back up again. It's definitely, there's no way of explaining or theoretically having any reason on why you should be in. Like, it is just gambling if you're going to go long or go short there. That's it.
Somebody's dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone's short DAX.
Yeah.
Yes,
I didn't even know I want to mute. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing there worth touching. Keep your money in your pocket, because I wouldn't be touching that with a stick from a mile away.
I think that's a good comment from Matt there. Said although it looks as though it's tradable, you can quite safely say, and obviously the last 30 seconds, we have seen a rally in both FTSE and DAX. It is currently, well, the first 2 minutes were actually a casino as such. So we try and avoid casinos, and we will follow it through. But I said, as Matt said, month-end buying should persist coming the rest of the morning.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to wait until the inflation figures, the regional ones, at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. One thing I always say is, like, doesn't really matter if you're right or wrong on a trade, as long as you can explain why you took it. Like, you could have gone long on the DAX there and you would have made money, but like, you can't have any reason to explain on why you did that. And if you can't explain it, then it is gambling. It's not trading. like trading, you have to have a natural reason to get in. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, as long as you have a reason. Yeah, nothing I'd be touching there, to be honest. Yeah.
All right, thanks,
okay.
Matt. I think we should wind it up. Well, we've done 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Thank you,
anyone,
gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Not about it.
one more
Thank you.
point. Anyone else would like to do the morning Zoom, or you're brave enough, just apply